Let's see, it's Saturday, it's July 14th, 2012, and I'm going to make a big batch of pickles here. This is my 5th batch of pickles this year. I've made about 22 jars of dill pickles, about 10 jars of bread and butter pickles, mainly for my wife. But I'm going to make some dill pickles today, and I've been talking to people at work how you do it. It's pretty simple. And I thought, hey, why don't I just make a quick video while I'm doing it? And yes, by the way, I'm wearing an apron, and it was my grandmother's. So I'm just trying to channel all the good pickle luck here. She was a good pickle maker, so when all my friends give me grief about wearing an apron, it's superstitious as I make pickles. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the process. I've done some of the prep already. There is a thunderstorm passing by in case you hear it, and I got a fan blowing to try to cool the kitchen off while I'm working, so hopefully you can work around those things. So on the stove here, I've got a, this was my Father's Day present to myself. It's a nice stainless steel water bath canner, and I've got the water going. In fact, I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. So that's ready to go as soon as I pack my jars. This is the pot I'm going to make my brine in. We'll do that in just a second. I have already peeled my garlic, sink full of cucumbers. A couple of tips I've tried this year. Obviously, I just picked these either yesterday or today. Believe it or not, I just made a batch about 3 days ago. It's probably 6 pounds of cucumbers that I picked in the last couple of days. This is actually fresh dill. Thank you for the rain, Lord. Appreciate that. Fresh dill I just picked outside. I grew in a little container garden, and then I've got some dill weed that I bought at a local grocery store. Already prepped my jars. Got some pints and some quarts. Just wash them in real hot water and kind of keep them ready to go. And I have some whole peppercorn, some dill seed I always put in there. And then this year I tried this, which has worked pretty well. And it's just pickle crisp, and all it is this calcium chloride. You put just a little bit of these into each jar. Kind of shocks the pickles, and it kills the enzymes that continue to ripen them. And I've already got into a couple of jars. They are pretty crunchy. So everybody has their own recipes for brine. Bazillion of them on the internet. This is for kosher dills. So mine is actually 3 quarts of water. One. Got this off the internet, and it, like I said, I've tapped into a couple of jars already, and it seems to work pretty well. So 3 quarts, that's 2. Then it's a quart or 4 cups of white vinegar. So just plain old, thank you Walmart, 4 cups or a quart of white vinegar. Got that in there. Oh, you can smell that already. Nobody. By the way, thank you to my cameraman and assistant, Mr. Tyler. And then it is a cup of canning or pickling salt, and if you're not familiar, you need to use canning or pickling salt because it doesn't have any iodine. Just use regular table salt. You're going to get cloudy brine, and it won't look as pretty. So, a cup of salt. And we're going to turn that on kind of medium high. And we're going to actually get that to boil. Oh yeah, the canning water is already cooking, which is great. Learned a lesson when I got this new. Ooh, that's gonna be hot. Don't do something stupid, Russ, on video. Got this new boiling water canner, and kind of learned a couple of secrets along the way this year. So we'll continue to use that. Okay. Stirring that up. That'll come to a boil as we work here. So try to do this without getting in the way. So quart jar, for a quart jar, part of the packing the jars is sort of like working a puzzle. You just kind of look and see what's going to fit. But for the quart jar, you take a 1/4 teaspoon of these pickle crisp, cool chalk, put it in there. I usually put at least one, and sometimes if the cloves are small, I'll put 2 cloves of garlic. Then I just kind of count out 8 or 10, whatever looks nice to me. So just some whole peppercorns, add a little bit of oomph to it. And I have fresh dill, so I don't worry too much about the dill seed. So do this real unofficial, 3/4 teaspoon-ish until it looks good. And that's a little bit of flavor. It looks pretty in the jar. And then, like I said, I actually have fresh dill that I grew in a little container box outside. So I'll actually take a whole nice pretty head of dill here, fresh, put that in there. And then again, just for flavor and for looks, I'll take some of this dill leaf that I got from the fresh market and we'll drop that in there too. Okay. And then it is time to play puzzle pieces. So I'll move this a little bit, and in my ice bath here, I kind of look for, okay, hey, that's a pretty big full-size pickle. Kind of just a really small slice off the blossom end, helps with being crisp too, and I take one off for the top as well. Full-size pickle, I know it's going to fit. I actually kind of lay my jars like that as I'm packing. Another one, I'm actually probably going to quarter this one. It's pretty big, even though they are, now there's a nice full one. Now like I said, I pick them and within a day or so I use them. The bigger ones, quarters or slices. Okay, so we've got the jars all packed, and we've got my brine who's been kind of boiling here, simmering. So all we have to do now with the cannon funnel is ladle in the hot brine. I'm going to turn the fan off just so you can hear me a little better. So again, we have garlic, dill seed, head of dill, a little pickle crisp, and a couple peppercorns. And then it's it's a boiling water canner. So we're going to truly just leave about 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of headspace, which is the gap at the top. A little handy magnet, and in some warm water. I've had my lids just sitting so they're warm and sterile. Hey, I forgot to say, what you should do, just make sure we didn't get anything on the rim here, like a peppercorn or a seed, to prevent the lid from sealing. Then grab that with a magnet because it's kind of hot. Pop that in place. Get one of your rings, bands. Be careful because the jar is now hot and it's sealed up. And in a second we're going to throw them in the canner. And so when I get everything all sealed up, I'll show you putting it in the bands. Grab a jar. Bombs away here. And I've let that boil, and my water level dropped, so I hate doing this, but I'm going to have to add a little water. It's okay. Should get back up to boil pretty quick. Get that handle out of the way. And I'm just going to, I've got different sizes, obviously I've got quarts and pints. Which makes it all just real quick. I cut the quarts out and just line them up on a towel, set them on the floor out of the way where they can get air around them. And I circulate a little bit, and they will cool down. And as they cool, they seal. You hear those metal lids just pop, and you know they've made a vacuum and seal. And you'll have some great pickles you can store forever.